So when I think of Haynes, I think of dedication. I think of the dedication that it's taken to get us here. I think of all the flute makers and flute players. Everything it's taken to get to this point, and the dedication that then inspires in our current flute makers and in our players today.
To me, Haynes in one word would be history. Not only because we have such a long history and a long tradition of American flute making, but also because if you don't pay attention to your history and where you come from, you can never improve, you can never innovate and get better. So, history.
When I think of Haynes, I think of color, because it's a beautiful, unique voice.
The word that comes to mind would be adrenaline, because I think it seems like we're always kind of building up our stamina, never stopping, always learning more, always trying to get faster, better, and that does take a lot of adrenaline. So it's kind of an adrenaline rush to work here, and that's it. That's just what I think of.
For me, it's flute playing come full circle. I always wanted to play on a Haynes, and now I'm part of the history and part of the present, and it's an awesome feeling to be at Haynes.
Haynes, to me, is welcoming personal resonance. Ring, resonate, and refresh.
For me, it's legacy, not just the obvious legacy of the Haynes Company that I've been making flutes for nearly 130 years, but also on a personal level. Whenever I first saw my own flute, I understood how a violinist feels whenever they look at a Stradivarius. I don't feel like I'm the owner of this flute, but just like the temporary custodian. I immediately thought, whenever I saw this instrument, who's going to be playing this instrument in 100, 200 years' time, whenever I'm long gone? Who will be playing this instrument from, what I consider to be the golden age of the William S. Haynes Company.
So Haynes, in a word or a sentence, to me, would be responsibility. When I come to work and I make a flute, there are thousands of times along the whole process of putting flute together where I could say, well, it's good enough. Well, that's straight enough, and that works well enough. But we're vested in every instrument that we make. So when I am confronted with this temptation to say, well, oh, it's good enough, it's finished enough, you always have to say, no, it has to be as best as you can do at that moment. It has to be your personal best. And every flute has to basically be your personal best.